or 800-348-1007, 35192. If you want to shoot me a text, AlanCoxShow.com. If you want to watch, you can see the Flashback Friday from, was that a year ago or was it further back?
Almost 2 years ago.
Almost 2 years ago.
2 years ago in July.
Poundcake gave and got a lap dance from one of the girls at Christie's. Is that what was going on with that whole thing?
Yes.
What precipitated that? Why did we do that?
I had some appearances with them, and we were just trying to, I don't know.
Oh, it was just something
yeah.
we said that'd be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I couldn't remember if it was something that he had said and we held him to it, or
I was like, hey, you guys got anything? Well, we just
She
had like
wanted
an
to see
open
if
day.
she wanted to see if she could make it move.
make it move, right?
I mean, nowadays,
And she
Mary,
did, just not on you.
Yeah, Mary's the only person that's made it move. I can't believe that.
Ow.
Ow, ow!
That was before you were on the show. That's awkward now. I feel like
Well, in that dress,
I feel like we slept together. You know,
Weirdo.
I feel like that though.
that's all it takes?
For a woman, probably.
Or for him?
I'm saying with a woman, not with a man. He wouldn't feel that way.
Well, no, it is weird working with people that you slept with.
We didn't sleep
Not really.
together. I don't know that I've ever worked with somebody I slept with.
Oh, back in the day, yeah.
It's really awkward.
I mean, my ex and I worked at the same store to begin with, but he got transferred because he was like technically my boss, so we weren't allowed to work together.
Right.
So we didn't work together for very long while we were hooking up.
Yeah.
But I've never like gone into work and like you know what I mean? I feel like that'd be.
Well, I got fixed up with, when I was working at this coffee house in college, or I guess a little bit after college. I got fixed up with this girl who was the best friend of my co-manager or something. She's like, you guys should go out. And so we went out, and it didn't really go anywhere, but then I had to work with her friend.
Yeah.
Because that's weird too,
Yeah.
you know?
I feel like
Like
if,
I porked a couple of Blockbuster managers when I was running that shop, but
well,
I mean,
is that weird? If so, like you were hooking up and then, so that's what I guess I've never experienced is working with someone and then you're done hooking up, you don't really talk anymore, and then you still have to work together.
it's if you're a pro.
Yeah.
It's if the other person's a pro and if you're a pro. And I am.
Yeah.
And you gotta know that before you go in.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people do know that. I think a lot of people make the mistake of hooking up with someone from work, and then things get bad and awkward.
And it gets
a
real
lot.
weird, yeah.
Which everybody knows is the potentiality of it, which is why you got to do a little bit more investigation rather than we got drunk and hooked up. Like if we're going to work together or whatever. And again, we weren't working together all the time. Like I was running the store. She was one of the managers.
Yeah.
So we weren't there all the time. But I'm like, but we eventually will be from time to time. And so, you know.
I don't even want class.
It wasn't weird. It just kind of petered out. We're like, that's fine.
I don't even want class with someone I slept with. Like I don't want none of that. Nothing.
Why?
I
In
don't
Akron,
know.
when you were going to school, that's a. You must be under a dome. You're going to run into somebody you had sex with.
Well, yeah, I ran into people like, you know, passing through, but like I didn't want to actively have to, because for some reason it would just be my luck that I would get stuck with them. And I would. It would always happen. I'm like, okay, he's not going to call my name and you know, I'm just
Yeah, but
throwing out a name.
what's the big
Mine
deal,
and
though,
Jacob's
really?
name.
What, even if you did, like, what's the big deal? You're like, we've seen each other naked. We've done some dirty things.
It's not a big deal, but it's still kind of like weird.
Yeah,
'Cause there's a
even
different
just running into
dynamic.
people at bars and stuff.
Yeah.
Is it?
'cause
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's
It's
as
like-
weird as you make it.
It depends on the person
yeah,
too.
But you could always, I mean, it's not going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I can't see him. But it's just going to be like, oh, this is like.
Well, Poundcake said he didn't even want to be in class with
I
somebody.
didn't even want to be in class with him because there's
How big
always
were those classes? Were they big classes?
Some of them were. If there was a big lecture hall that everyone had, like if there was a class,
So you
that
sit on the
everyone
opposite
had to-
side.
Yeah, but then they were like, okay, well, you guys pair up, and you know you're going to do this project together. I'm like, well, there's no way that like there's 300 people in this class. There's no way I'm going to be paired up with this dude. And it's like Cody and Jacob. I'm like, damn it! Like how? How is that?
You
possible?
couldn't request
And you
another
guys were
person?
meant to be together.
Aw,
No.
And then you
fate.
blew them off.
No,
Fate.
no, because what would happen was we would go into the library and we would go into one of those study rooms by ourselves, and I'm just like, he has a smile on his face, I have a smile on my face, we're minding our own business, and then you hear, and then someone opens up, he's like, it's Jacob's boyfriend, and Jacob's boyfriend sits down, he's on his phone, not paying attention, and then, you know, it's a very awkward dynamic. I'm not going to say, you know, it's
No,
impossible to
wait,
work.
I'm completely lost.
Okay.
You're throwing new characters into this story. So you get teamed up with somebody that you slept with.
Yeah, just a one-night stand. It
You're
wasn't no big
studying.
deal. Mm-hmm.
See, a one-night stand, that's even less awkward.
I think
It's
that's
not like
even
it's
more awkward.
No, it's not like it's somebody you dated for a
Yeah,
while.
you could have like parlayed that into a threesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. We weren't thinking about that because we were in work mode. We were just trying to get the project done.
Maybe you were. Maybe the rest of them were like, hey, there's a reason I invited my boyfriend to our study session.
Well, there was,
But he wasn't making any moves on you.
no, there was no moves whatsoever. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
All right.
It turned out to be a one night stand, but how do I know that it was supposed to stop there? Maybe he didn't like me, or I probably text him afterwards.
A
But
sexual threesome.
there was 4 of us in the room, and then his boyfriend comes sitting in, and I'm just like, I wonder, does his boyfriend know? I'm not gonna bring it up. So
You should bring it up immediately. Be like, oh, hey, you're his boyfriend? We banged once. My name's Cody.
Why would you ever bring that up in mixed company? Why would that come up?
Why wouldn't you?
Why would you?
Yeah, because you got to let everybody know.
Yeah.
You're depriving other people of an awkward moment.
Well, that's
You're
why
depriving other people of a story.
I want to thank all you for coming. I just want to let you know, this guy that I'm with here.
What's going on with this?
Does that thing got Sprint?
Not anymore.
I want to let you guys know that what's going on. And we all had sex.
This thing already broken? God.
I just want to let you
batteries.
guys know we already had sex. So.
Yeah, it's kind of anticlimactic now. Yeah, that still works. All right.
No, I'm just saying, if his boyfriend felt the vibe that we were like avoiding each other, or if there was like a weird feeling in the room, he would be like, what's going on with you and Cody, the only other gay guy in your class? And you'd be like, oh, nothing. And then he'd be like,
The only other openly gay guy in your class.
Right,
If you got a
right.
class of 300 people, there ain't 2 gay guys in there.
Sure. But yeah, there would be some
Wow.
people that would just sit in
Wild.
class.
Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me.
It's just awkward.
I
don't
mean,
know.
Like, just be an adult. Just
I've
be an
ran
adult.
in- I've ran into people,
Everybody
but-
in college considers themselves adults anyway. So
well,
be an adult.
Well, I was immature back then, so now it probably wouldn't be the same.
He was, Bill.
But
Worse.
I haven't been faced with that. I haven't slept with anybody in this studio.
In the room that he's in by himself.
I haven't slept with anybody here right now. But yeah,
Have you ever ran into somebody you slept with though, and then you get texts from them? Because I've
No.
had that
Yes.
happen.
Yeah.
Where I'll be out and I'll see somebody and be like, "Oh man, we hooked up last summer or whatever," and then sure enough, 2-3 hours later, maybe the next day they'll be like, "Hey, it was really good seeing you," and I'm just like, "It's not gonna happen, man. Like it was just nice to see you too, but this isn't going. You got to let it go." Like,
No,
was-
that probably is a dude to chick thing. That has
Yeah.
never happened to me. I would be like, what?
I don't know.
Well,
I feel
okay.
like my girlfriend kind of did that to me because she would show up at my shows because we kind of had a thing for a while, and then I was like, hey, maybe this should be boyfriend-girlfriend thing, and she's like, no, get away from me. And then we didn't talk for a little while.
feel how firm it is.
And then she started showing up at my gigs because Mary said it was okay.
Because her and I were friends before you two ever started talking.
Yeah, so she would show up, and then I would, at first I'd kind of avoid her, but then I'd get that text like, hey, thanks for coming, but, that kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's different because I feel like seeing someone you hooked up with, like that you just maybe you
Yeah.
guys hooked up like a couple weeks or a few times or whatever, maybe even
gazebo
once.
action.
Little gazebo action.
I did run into her once
Did
or
she
twice.
text you?
Well, the gazebo girl?
So like you ran into her, you're like, hey,
Only when I
see
said
you?
her name once on the radio. After telling the gazebo story. That's the only time she ever texted me after we went our separate ways.
Yeah.
So
You're right. That probably is a dude thing.
Yeah, I'd be like, why do you still have my phone number?
Oh, we went through this
we went
though.
That's
yeah.
true.
Everybody's got
Because
everybody's phone
if
number
somebody
still.
did that to me, the
Even-
phone number would come up as a number. I wouldn't know who it was. Be like, who
But
is
here's
this?
the thing too: if you have like smartphones now, even if you delete a phone number,
It'll say maybe so and so.
it'll say maybe
Oh,
so and so,
maybe.
or it'll have it'll just be their old contact and it'll be gray because it's like saved in the cloud somewhere. Trying to
never
delete someone's
knew
phone
that.
number now with an
I-
iPhone is almost impossible.
I sent
Really?
that to a picture of like my lock screen to my sisters, and I was like, it was this dude that I was messing with for a while. One of the guys I found out had a girlfriend the whole time we were hooking up, and I deleted him on my phone, unfollowed him on all the social media, and then sure enough, like 4 months later, I get a text message on my phone. It says maybe so and so, and I'm like, duh! Like smartphones won't even let me forget this dude. Like, come on.
I never heard of that. Wow, I
Yeah.
didn't know that was a thing. I
Well,
don't want
not
an
with your
iPhone.
phone.
You have an Android.
Yeah.
I have an
I've-
Android.
I've seen maybe before, but obviously it's nothing like that. But
Yeah.
yeah. Maybe someone who wants to get some ass.
Damn it! I cut you out of my life.
No, but,
iPhone,
like-
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Because I've changed people's names in my phone, and it'll go back to their original what I put them in there.
Yeah.
And then there's also just people that I have deleted, but it'll still be in that cloud somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know how to get rid of that one. So it's weird. It's hard to get rid of those people. And I think I saw a girl the other day when I was taking my dog for a walk that we went out a couple times last year, and I think I wasn't looking, but I saw her, and I think it was her, and then I saw her getting child's toys out of the back of her car, and I'm like, what is she up to now?
She could be an aunt.
What is
Could
she
be.
up to now?
Yeah, well,
What's going on here?
There's plenty of girls I've gone out with, and we'll go out a few times, and then that's it, and then they'll be pregnant in the next time I see them.
See, mine are I hook up with a guy, and months later, I find
they're
out
pregnant?
that
I was gonna say this cat's never got to worry about getting anybody pregnant.
he's in jail.
up or anything.
In jail.
Yeah.
That's how far they want to get away from Poundcake.
Well, no, this guy was from Russia, and he was adopted.
Joe Exotic.
No. He was from Russia. He was adopted, and so he was living here for a while. I hooked up with him, and then like months later, I just see one of my other gay friends apparently hooked
This
up
wasn't
with him.
Mihol, was it?
No.
Mihol.
Mihol.
Hello, Mihol.
He was like Scandinavian or something. And one of my other friends, I guess, hooked up with him, and they posted him like, "Don't ever let this douchebag in your house. He stole from me," and yada yada yada. And there was this mugshot. I was like, "Oh my god, I hooked up with him. That could have been me."
Could I be pregonate? How do I know if I'm prengan? What is the best time to sex to become pregnant?
Mike from Parma, by the way, points out that hydrochloroquine was one of Billy Ocean's best B-sides. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that.
That's my favorite drag queen.
Alan, that guy in Brooklyn, has been a medical supplies reseller for over 10 years. This was his normal stock. He was selling for a minimal increase. He was basically robbed and did nothing wrong. Why does he have 1 million of them in his house?
How does he have the
If
room?
you're a medical supplies reseller, you don't usually keep them in your house, do you?
Yeah, you'd usually be selling them, especially at this time when they need to be sold.
They would be in a warehouse for the company that you work for. I mean, you might be right. I don't know, but I would certainly think that they would have come to that conclusion before they arrest the guy.
He must be hella rich to have that type of storage in a New York City apartment.
That's what I was saying. I was like, where's
Even
he
though it's
putting it
Brooklyn,
all? In Brooklyn? They're still small apartments.
They were loading out boxes. Well, all you need is like one room that can fit all these boxes, but
$1 million? I mean, how many is
Well,
per
they
box?
pack them.
They pack 'em
them
super tight in these boxes.
Yeah.
Wow.
it makes work awkward even if you're not the one involved. Just having two coworkers date and then break up makes it uncomfortable.
That's
That is
right. The
very
breakup.
true.
It's after, not
I
while you're
love
banging.
that. I love when.
Really?
Oh, it's the
No.
best.
When they break up, that's when it's
No.
awkward.
I don't. But I don't mean that.
After the breakup, though.
If you're working with two people who have, you might as well just pop some popcorn and kick back, bro. Because one of them, for a while, my experience with it has been that one of them, for a while, or both of them, totally cool, right? When it's kind of fresh or whatever.
It's
But then the
fine.
little things kind of creep back in. But it's all obviously contingent on how long they were out, how long they dated too.
I'll give you another scenario. I actually work with
Because a lot of people, boy, hook up at the Christmas party or wherever
Yep.
you work. So that kind of thing, no one's, that's not a foreign thing to a lot of people at all. When I was working at my station in Chicago, our New Year's Eve party, I don't remember what it was. It was a New Year's Eve party or something like that. And they spent a ton of money on it. It was like in the very top of the W Hotel. And it's just drinks and everybody, live band karaoke and the
what a
whole
night.
thing.
And on a Monday?
What's that?
Was it on a Monday?
No, it was not on a Monday, Bill. No,
really?
it was no. It was not. No. Anyway,
I thought it was illegal to have Christmas parties on any other day than a Monday because that's when we do them here.
well, this was a New Year's party, Bill. Maybe
Oh.
their Christmas party.
I'm
was-
sorry.
Let me think back. No, our Christmas party wasn't on a Monday either.
Okay.
Nevertheless, I saw a lot of people going into rooms together. Like little side rooms or coat rooms or whatever, that I didn't even realize knew each other. So either they were hiding it very well at work, or they just got together that night.
Probably just
and
got
then we
together that
all
night.
had to, get back to work together again the next week.
Have you ever worked with someone who also
Yes.
had
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
a mistress at your same company?
So they were
'cause
married.
they were
but
married.
like cheating with someone you worked with?
Yeah. I've had that
Oof,
scenario.
no.
Exactly, because I worked with someone who was cheating with somebody else we were working with.
Like
on the
his
same-
work wife or what?
Not work wife.
What if
didn't
they just
talk.
texted somebody that they had hooked up with in the past, but they're married now? But you're friends with the person that hooked up with this person, but then they got married, and then right around their marriage, they were texting this person that they used to hook up with.
Do you know how often that happens?
But I don't want people lingering though, because the person I was working with, his mistress was on the same shift, and then his girlfriend would drop by just to say hello. So it's the 4 of us there, and we're like, like I know.
I just say hello.
Yeah, just wanted to see how you were.
Or they'd make up a reason to be there. I got those Girl Scout cookies you ordered. They're in the trunk of my car.
You having a good day? I'm like, oh my God, this is so awkward. I'm gonna go wash some dishes.
Have them Miss Doubtfire it.
Doubtfiring it.
Hello. Yeah.
Just changing shirts in between dates.
Yeah. Wow. No, I don't remember anything like that.
I mean, it's not my business, but you guys know how strongly I feel on that kind of stuff. And
I understand.
People are going to do what they're going to do, and you have no opinion.
I know what I'm saying is people are going to do it, but it's tough for me to bite my tongue in those scenarios.
You're going to snitch?
I'm never snitched, but it's been to the point where I'm like, I'm not going to lie for you. If your wife were to walk in here and be like, hey, I thought so-and-so was working, I'd be like, no, not on the schedule. I'm not gonna lie for you if you're cheating. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
You're like, don't drag me into it.
Right. It's got nothing to do with me. I'm not gonna throw you under the bus, but at the same time,
it's like when you were a kid.
You made your bed, man. You lay in it.
It's like when you were a kid, or when I was a kid, when we still just had wall phones, and you tell your mom you were one place. You go, okay, I'm gonna tell my mom that I'm over at your house.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, I didn't do this because I'm not that much of a rule breaker. But I heard stories about other kids saying they were going to be one place, and then they were another place.
Oh, yeah.
And then I go, boy, that sounds like fun. Boy, I wish I could get myself to do that.
I
wish I wasn't terrified of my parents.
I'm not going to snitch, but then I want them to know that I know what's going on. So that way I'm like, what you going to do for me?
Oh, you're the
A little
worst.
quid pro quo over there.
That's why he's a Trump guy. It's purely transactional
I
for
would
him.
never vocalize it. I'm never going to say that you need to do something for me, but they'll
But you're
know.
going to make them know, so even if you don't
Like-
say it, you're making them know, hey,
That's right.
I need to get something out of this.
Poundcake has a perfect call with one of his coworkers.
I'm like, I'm going to go take a break. They're like, you just took one 15 minutes ago. I'm going to go take a break. You can cover me, right? And then I'm going to be like,
Yeah, but when everything, shrimp hits the fan, would you actually tattle? When you're like, you're going to cover me, right? If they were like, no, I'm not going to cover you. Would you blow them? Would you blow up their spot?
I plead the fifth.
So then what's the point if it's an empty threat?
Yeah, but they're not going to test me. They're
I'm
not
saying
gonna
if they
get that
did,
far.
though, you wouldn't do it.
I'm not going to tell them that I would tell, and I'm not going to tell them that I wouldn't tell.
Oh my God, I don't know what he's talking about now. Alan, I worked at a small amusement business with about 150 employees, and everybody was screwing everybody else.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why it's an amusement business. Mm-hmm. It was never awkward, though, this person says. Huh.
I have friends who've worked at Cedar Point where they're
Oh,
like,
God,
it's just banging.
that's like the
all that
Olympics.
just,
Well,
they're
that
up till
and-
6 in the morning.
But that's like
just
a
a
Benetton
service-
ad, right? It's like people from all over the world
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
You're never going to see them again anyway. You're not
Right.
going to go visit them in
You're there for a
Zanzibar.
Right, but
Summer.
that summer
It's Olympic Village there, honestly. I've
There
heard
you go.
stories.
But then, like, if you're just in the service industry,
Ugh.
you got to be.
Service industry is incestuous.
Just dating in Cleveland, you're going to run into people that have dated your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever. Like, everybody's hooked up with everybody here.
Yeah, people who are like actively dating. Or have you ever, I don't know if you guys aren't really on dating sites, but have you ever been out and seen someone you matched with on like a dating
Oh,
site?
yeah.
God, that's awkward.
What,
It's
in the
so-
wild, you mean?
Yes.
Like they know you matched with them?
Yes, I had a guy come up to me at a bar once. No, I
I
was
got a
out
better
just
story.
having dinner. Or like my sister and I were out eating, right? And I'm on my way to the bathroom. I walk back. This guy stopped me. He was kind of drunk. He was like, hey, Mary. And I was like, oh, hey, what's going on? And he was like, we matched on Bumble. And I was just like, oh, because I like didn't really. And when he said that, he kind of looked familiar. But I'm like, now where does the conversation go? Because we matched. We never met up.
But that's also rude of him to do that.
Why? I
To
thought
go-
it was very strange because I'm like, well, clearly it didn't go anywhere, so why bring it up?
That's
I would
why
be
it's rude.
embarrassed.
Yeah.
That's why it's rude.
I would think it'd be more embarrassing than anything. That I'm like,
Well, it's rude to you.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing a show.
He was drunk. He
Oh,
doesn't
I get what you're
it's
saying. Like,
rude
he's
to
trying
you.
to make- yeah,
Yes.
I was doing a show, and I was talking to, just doing some crowd work, and I'm like, where do I know you from? And I go, Tinder. Oh, crap.
We matched on Tinder, right?
No, we didn't.
Oh. You just seen them?
I had
You swiped left.
swiped left on there, but like the face was memorable enough that I was like, maybe, and then I swiped left, but I was just like, I don't know.
So you essentially said out loud, I saw you on Tinder, didn't like it.
Yeah.
Swiped left.
But
That's
it was like,
what I was saying.
because it was all just so in the moment
Yeah.
that I was like, I know this person from somewhere, and like we were talking a little bit, and then I'm like, hey, you're familiar to me, and maybe we did match, but whatever it was, like it never went anywhere.
Never went through.
and I might have, I had that, like the Tinder Premium for a while where I could see who my matches were.
Oh.
So I think it might have been one of those.
Where she had already swiped right on you.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, there's just nowhere to hide anymore.
No.
I've ran into
Oh, my
people
God.
that I matched with on Tinder or they sent me nudes on Grindr, and I saw them while they were out on a date.
Yeah, that's where you're just kind of smirking like, I know what you did.
I go to the bathroom, I'm just like, oh, hey, Kevin. And then I'm like, yeah, well, you're still single. He's like, yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm like, okay, bye.
Alan, I work at a factory, and I'm hooking up with a girl at each of our plants, and they don't know.
They're going to find out.
Smooth operator.
It's at Local Pipe Layers 101. Congratulations. That's a union man right there.
Not going to save you. Union won't save you there.
Oh, man, you better flip that OSHA calendar. There has been an incident in the last 100 days.
Well, that's like with comedy. I mean, it's inevitable. People or any type of, it's just like another type of work. But I've had younger female comedians be like, "Hey, I really like this guy. Like they just got into comedy." Da da. I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, it's probably gonna happen. You spend a lot of time around these people, but like then you stop hooking up. You have to go see them at an open mic, or like they're just around, or.
Yep, I'm not a fan of dating comics.
Me either.
There's
I
some
never
people
have.
that have. I've kind of dated one, but she doesn't live in this city, so that's okay. But it's still weird when she's around.
Plus, you're always trying to out-funny each other.
Well, or if they are not as funny as you are.
Knowingly, well, then you should.
The one time I messed around with a comic.
Then you shouldn't be dating him in the first place.
Well, he was so hot. The one time I messed around with a comic, it was like, I can't even watch your set. Like, this is, I have to leave. And then I can't give you advice because I do not find you funny at all.
I just want to have sex with you.
Yes.
You're just super hot.
I was like, oh, okay, if we could never, ever talk about comedy, that would be amazing.
Right. Whatever
That was
happened
the one time I tried, and I was like, no.
Whatever happened to Colin Kane?
How?
Yeah, right.
Okay, I got a break here. If you want to get a text in, 35192, there are still plenty of chances for you to win $1,000. Your next one is coming up around 4:30 this afternoon. You can watch live, as it is a formal Friday, at alancoxshow.com, and we'll be back after these.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS. And everywhere you go.